Hello, it's me again, Katie. Today I'm just going to talk to you about a couple of faves that are not adult fiction, but they're fiction from young adult all the way down to junior. A couple of faves. I'm going to do this quite quickly. I'm not going to give you too much plot or story, but I'm going to sort of, if they're there, it's because I like them. Okay, the first one, obviously, just to get you to see it, Patrick Ness, Carnegie Award winner, the Chaos Walking series. This one is a stunner. We got a dragon in an alternative 1950s America. You get a girl waiting with her father at a petrol pump for the dragon that they've hired. If you like dragons, yeah. If you know Ness, you know that you're going to get a great story. The dragon that arrives, Casimir, is an unusual one. He's there because of a prophecy. We've got FBI, we've got cults, we have relationships, and Ness goes into gay relationships, straight relationships. He does it all. Lyrical, beautiful writing. It's a cracker. Absolutely love that one. I haven't read it all. Sarah Epstein. Beautiful writing. She's just the queen. Hang on. Also, the queen of suspense. This one is Henry goes missing. Henry has an older brother, Mason. They've both been looking after and trying to deal with an alcoholic mother. One of his friends, Chloe Baxter, thinks there's something odd about this. They found the bicycle in the station. So what she does is she gives you a cracker of a thriller. She writes the thriller for younger people. I think we're talking 13 up, like the Nest. So I'm at the older range. An absolute stunner. She drip feeds you. You doubt your narrator. You're not sure who's done what. You're not sure who's telling you the truth. We have a bit of two perspectives. We have a bit of Henry, the guy's gone missing. We have his older brother's thoughts, and we have Chloe's thoughts. Drip feeds it. You're left unsettled. You're left unsure, and then she brings it to an absolute stunner of a conclusion. Absolutely recommend that for all readers, right up to adults. Great read. Daniel Binks, The Year the Maps Changed. I just love the idea of this. When I opened the first few pages, and she talks about maps, I realized that we were going to go into the way we map our lives, where people come from, who's our family, what our trajectories are through life. And we have this is set down in Mornington Peninsula, so Australian. It's about Fred's family that's kind of a bit mixed up. It's about the complications of recombining families. It's about how we deal with each other. It's very filled with emotion. It's heartfelt. There's a divine teacher in there who I would love to have had myself. There are a couple of, it has the refugee narrative, and it's about finding out about that. So it's an absolute cracker. I think everybody should read that one. That's from Lothian. Another gem. This one reminded me, this is Strange Worlds, or the Strange Worlds Travel Agency by Lipinski. This one reminded me a little bit of, in Harry Potter or in the Fantastic Beasts, when Newt Scamander goes into a suitcase and he goes down to a world. I think Lipinski's picked up this idea a bit and exploited that. We have an unusual travel agency run by someone called Jonathan, who is supposed to be an adult, but he doesn't always act very adult, or he doesn't think he's very good at being an adult. And a young girl walks in who's kind of very self-assured, bossy. She's 12. She's got everything sussed. And in this travel agency, you pick a suitcase and you go into a world. And it's multiverses. And she's really, God, Lipinski's done this so well. The universes are all different. They're all inventive, hugely fun, but something is going on, and these universes are becoming disrupted and troubled. And we have our main character, Flick, who has to get in there and find out what's going on. So it's kind of detective-y, magic-y, wild adventure. Very, very good for, I think 9 up. Have a great laugh. Brilliant read for the magic buffs. Another one from, if you've read Malamander, which was one of my total favorites. This is number 2, so get excited. Totally love these. This is Walker Books by Thomas Taylor. It's set in Erie-on-Sea. If you haven't read the first one, do. So we have it's got that feel of the Grand Budapest Hotel. That sort of the hotel on the seafront. Nothing's quite as it should be. You have Herb Lemon, who runs the Lost and Found. and there's Violet, who we met in book 1. They're both orphans, they both have a history, and they're both really good at sorting out what's what. So we have this huge massive storm, and it's an unusual storm, and Herb knows that this storm is paranormal. You know, it's not, there's some kind of monster up there. We're always dealing with monsters. Mysterious bottle, mysterious deep hood character, huge amount of fun, a great cat, mad imagination, an absolute cracker. So that again, 9, 10 up. The Highland Falcon. Now this one was new to me, and I had a bit of a read. It's by Leonard and Sedgman. Gave me that feel of a kind of a typical Agatha Christie Orient Express thriller, but no murders. So we have a jewel thief. We have a young boy whose mum is expecting a second child, and he's taken on a once-in-a-lifetime journey with his Uncle Hal on the Highland Express, the Highland Falcon. And just to give you, it's England, so they're going to do this train journey together, and lots of things are going to happen. There's a famous actress. You really got that cast that you get from, it's very filmic. Great fun, pure adventure, 8 up, 9. Lovely little illustrations, just a world to get lost in. We're keeping it real world. There's no magic in that one. You remember the one and only Ivan by Applegate, Catherine Applegate? This is number 2. Ivan was a gorilla who'd been in a cage in a shopping mall. Well, now we have the one and only Bob. And here we have Ivan on the cover, and we got Ruby, the little elephant, if you remember. Now we have Bob. So this is for dog lovers, and perhaps not dog lovers, but you'll become one if you read this. One of those absolutely lyrically beautiful. What I like about this is that if you're not a very confident reader, you like reading in small bits, you have really small paragraphs, and you've got some lovely little illustrations in there. It's an absolutely lyrically gorgeous book. She's a Newbery Award winner. It's from HarperCollins, and I highly recommend that one. It's really gorgeous. You can read it with your parents as well, you know, from really small, because it's very sensitive, lots of emotion, and you fall in love, you really do. So that's one to treasure. Bit of fun here with Olga. Again, this would be a book if you're not a confident reader, or if you like that kind of Dogman, treehouse or cartoony feel. This will get you all, you know, this will tick those boxes. We have cartoony. This girl, Olga, is Canadian, so author is Canadian, and she wants to be a science, an animal scientist. This is how she meets an animal who does rainbow-coloured poo, and she cannot identify it. So it's about that. It's also about her friends. It's about being like them. It's about whether you judge people or not. It's, you know, Olga's a bit judgy herself, so nobody's perfect. She has a lot of fun working things out. It's written by Elise Gavel, and it's brought to us by Walker, and it is one of those ones that I do highly recommend if you want fun, if you need or like having the support of an image. An absolute Olga and the smelly thing from nowhere. I think that says it all. Last, just a little shout out. You all know my other Amy, who reads our story time. If some of you come to Storytime, Amy's written her own books, of which we are immensely proud. These are for anybody who reads Billy B. Brown or Hey Jack. They're the same, we're targeting the same age groups. We have Hilda Teaches Chatterboxes and Hilda Teaches Cartwheels. We've got her first 2. Hilda Teaches Cartwheels is the first one. So we've got, it's about your emotions, and Amy Adney has a lot of fun with making a new word which expresses a mix-up of 2 emotions. So in this one, she is embuzzled. So she realised, our little Tilda here, who's kind of on top of things, that she is both embarrassed and puzzled by the fact that she's not as good at something as she thinks she is. And in the second book, which is Tilda Teaches Chatterboxes, she's come back from holiday and she wants to talk all about it, but her friends are talking about their holiday, so she's both jealous and disappointed, so she calls that Jelappointed. Great fun, highly recommended. You can see inside that we have this kind of, you know, first chapter text, reliably well thought out, beautiful, beautiful read. Super-tastic, says Sally Rippon herself, so I think we can be confident of those. That's it. I'm not sure. I said I was going to do those really, really fast, but I get to fall in love with them a bit. so I taught more. Sorry about that. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a look at some of those. See you again.